Uh, all done at Northfield, back in the saddle, so to speak. Now, I drove a horse last night for Dr. Brown, who owns some horses and is a gentleman I've come to know a little bit. He's been doing our operations at Brown Clinic, castrating horses and taking OCDs out. I owe you guys a video, actually, about the horses we have castrated or had OCDs out. I'll do that tomorrow because I have a full list. What I did want to do and what I might be able to do tomorrow is maybe talk Dr. Latessa into sitting down for a couple of minutes, talking about horse by horse, what was the issue, how we rectified it, what the prognosis is, and how does that affect the horse in any way. Now, I can answer the last one for you. It doesn't. We had taken a couple OCDs out of horses 2 weeks ago that are already back going, almost 3 weeks ago that are back jogging right now. So it hasn't affected anybody, and that's generally how it is. No shocking surprises or concerns that I had to bring forward to anybody right away. This was just start of the year maintenance stuff. What do we have? How do we fix it? Let's go. And that's what we've done moving forward. So I want to get Dr. Latessa in and just talk to him, just to put a list down of what you found in which horses and how we rectified that. And I'll get that. I think that's a more productive video for you rather than me just talking about it aimlessly like I know what I'm saying. It would literally just be, it would really just be copying what Dr. Latessa was saying best I could. So we'll get the man to get in and talk to us about the issues. I'll try and get that done tomorrow, although as you know I have to leave for the Meadows earlier in the morning. See if I can get that, see if I can talk him into it tomorrow. So I started off the night, we raced Enzo. Now when I got Enzo as a 2-year-old, I remembered very vividly that his GGT, his liver count, used to jump all the time, and it was difficult to control. Was it an allergy thing? Was it a 2-year-old thing? Couldn't really nail down, and still haven't for most horses, what is causing it? What would cause this to happen? It seems like there's this litany of things that could cause livers to jump. We'd used, it was Dr. Latessa, I believe, that told me about the pills that you can get from the health food store. They're made by SAME, S-A-M-E, big long methan something else. Name is the active ingredient. Anyway, it's all natural stuff anyway, it doesn't test, I guess what I'm trying to say. And it's good for livers. We use that. And of course, you can buy the liver flush from the Big D's or any of the tack shops that you may have in your area. Milk thistle, things of that nature, to do the best you can to help cleanse the liver. And we had a ton of horses that were really combating it over the last 3, 4, 5 years, and we felt the best way was fluids and liver flush or milk thistle and these pills. And we had started Enzo on him when we first got him. He won that first race. He was really good last week, and I have a sneaking suspicion that maybe that liver jumped again on him, so we just got to get back on top of that for next week. The reason I believe that was last week, if you watched the race, Chris Lems had to remove him. He was really hot, a little ornery, a little wound up, and ended up winning the race and raced great. Whereas tonight, I had the 9-hole. I had the trailing position. He had every reason to get himself in trouble, and he didn't really. He was very manageable the whole way. And then when we got that opportunity to attack down the lane, attack the 2 horse who had left, who he should have been a better horse than, the horse on the outside that had already made 1 move, if not 2, he should have been able to pop by those 2 horses, and he just didn't. He just kind of hung there. And I've seen this before, and I'm pretty sure this is what was ailing him tonight. I don't think it was the 3.5 pounds that I put on in Harrisburg. Maybe, I don't know, but I think it was probably the liver, if I was to guess. So something to work on for next week. And then Gandalf, I thought Gandalf raced great. Now, I know Gandalf is one of those horses we've had since he was a baby, and there's going to be a lot of people, maybe, although I've said this time and time again, the news may shock them, but he is going to be in the preferred sale on Monday. We're going to be entering 7 horses in that sale. Slivers racing tomorrow, Coupe de Ville. Let's see if I can get most of them. Sliver, Coupe de Ville, Gandalf, who I just said would win it. Cupid Express is going to be in it. That's 4. I'll bring them all to you tomorrow anyway. There's 7 of them. So J.K. Mickey Mantle is another one. He's going to race on Friday. We'll see how he races. But again, these are horses where I want to get us back to a place where we go on the track at 8-5, 9-5, 2-1. And as you start to get horses, even Sliver, who's been racing great for us, and actually a really nice horse to drive and be around, but he's up at that level where now he drew the 8 hole, so it's unfair to him to judge his morning line odds because he is the 8 hole, but he is in a tougher class, right? He is in a tougher class. It's not getting any easier. There might be a spot for him at Yonkers or maybe at Philadelphia or Poconos or somewhere, but for right here at Northfield, it's going to get a little bit tougher for him. And I thought probably test the free agency market would make more sense. Than anything else. So that's exactly what we are going to do with Sliver. It's bugging me now. I want to think of those. I know exactly how I can do it. I can cheat a little bit. I can look on here. So when it comes to Sliver, he'll be on the sale. Sorry about that. Just give me a second. Horses, 3-year-olds. Down we go. See if I can pick them out real quick here. Sliver of Fashion is Castiel's selling tomorrow. Coupe de Ville is number 2. Cupid Express is 3. Gandalf the Black is 4. Nothing But a Dreamer is 5. And everybody knew about that. I told everybody he's going to race on Saturday of this week. He drew the 3 or 4 hole in the middle of the gate, and he will be sold on Monday. And somebody said, well, we should just sell him after the stake. We're not going to do that. He is going in the sale on Monday. So now we're up to 5 with Nothing But a Dreamer. Unique Style is 6. He's on there also, just because he is what he is in the class that he's at. No. JK Mickey Mantle. That would be 7, right? Is that 7? I think so. So those are the horses that are in the sale on Monday, and for very good reason. So Enzo raced tonight. I thought he raced good. A little flat, but I'm almost positive we can fix him. That horse that's won like 6 in a row that won the race looks legit. It's going to be tough to beat him regardless. We could give him a liver transplant, and I think it's going to be difficult to beat that particular horse. And then, of course, we have Gandalf, who I thought raced very admirably. I thought he raced well. I took up all the room I could, and truthfully speaking, had I got up to beat Kurt, I might have been set back anyway. I squeezed him in the last turn. He was starting to come out. I come out. He started up the inside. I squeezed him up the inside. I took up a lot of racetrack with Gandalf and still just got nipped at the wire. And he raced well. I was very happy with the way he raced, but it is the end of the year. He wins that class once more. He's out of it here. Again, he's only got 3, maybe 4 wins. He can race at Yonkers. He can race at Poconos or Philly. There's lots of racing. There's a horse that paced 52 on a 5/8 mile track in Ottawa this summer. Has paced in 51 at Mohawk. Won a stake race. Taking a lifetime mark of 53. Legit nice horse. But again, kind of running out of classes here at Northfield. We could move him to Dayton or move him to the Meadows, but I think we're just going to move him is what we're going to do. So that's what went on tonight. That's what's going on next Monday. Tomorrow, we did remove Renegade Gypsy from the sale. We had worked out an agreement where Ron Burke and Weaver Buscemi had bought. Everybody that wanted out of Resolute Bay is now out of Resolute Bay. Everybody that wanted in is now in. So a peaceful resolution for everybody. I'm going to tell everybody this right up front, and I always tell everybody, please ensure you're licensed. But when it comes to Renegade Gypsy, I'm going to tell everybody right now, absolutely make sure that you are licensed in New York, New Jersey, Delaware for Dover Downs, and Pennsylvania. And if you aren't or don't want to, then you're going to have to sell your share of the horse. And that is that. New York and New Jersey has a 1% threshold. So if you're out there and you own Renegade Gypsy, you're like, I'm not going to worry about it. You cannot be a part of that ownership model without getting licensed. So that is an absolute non-starter. Just want everybody to know that. I talked to Karen tonight, one of the owners of Renegade Gypsy from the start. Been with him since he was born, I believe. And she wanted to stay involved, and I'll help her. We will help you get licensed with the NRC or get all 4 licenses if you want. But you have to get it done. So I want everybody to understand that, and I think everybody's getting better. I don't think we had many scares this year where licensing almost cost us having the horse scratch, but at the same token, we had built in some safeguards into our contracts, and we want to make sure that we work with everybody. But it is your responsibility, if you own a horse that is racing and floating around the East Coast or anywhere else around here. It's really just Ohio and Pennsylvania. Down there, you have New York, New Jersey, Delaware, and Pennsylvania. So 4 jurisdictions the horses could float around to. So please listen to what I'm saying. You need to make sure that you're licensed in those 4 jurisdictions, because that horse could show up at any one of those 4 at any given time. So that's out of the way. Tomorrow, with Renegade Gypsy out of the sale, let's see if I can get this right. Cash Deals is going to the sale, and these horses are selling with no reserve. So there's no point in emailing me and say, Anthony, what's the number on that horse? It's 0. The horse is leaving tomorrow. Cash Deals, Alibaba is also leaving tomorrow. HL Baloo is leaving tomorrow, and he's been here a long time. Really, he's much of a squatter, to be honest. He's been here a long time. First we thought we'd get him going, it didn't work out. Then we said, geez, such a beautiful big black stud, the Amish will want him. The Amish didn't want him. Now we're like, oh, what are we gonna do now? He's just living here, eating our food. So we put him in the Ohio sale. So HL Baloo is leaving tomorrow, and How the Hell is also leaving tomorrow, which is going to hurt. That one bites at me a little bit. I really like that horse, and as I said a number of times, I hope he goes to a small operation that can really cater and tailor a training schedule to him, because he does want to be a nice horse. So 4 selling tomorrow, 7 selling next Monday. We are going to be acquiring horses. I can't say that we're going to acquire them tomorrow. In fact, tonight is the first time I'm going to look at the Ohio sale, because I have had a number of people message me about horses that are in it. I am going to crack it open, so to speak, take a look at it and see what's there. I'm not going to be there, but I know at least 2 horsemen that I trust implicitly that will be there, that will look at as many horses as I need them to look at tomorrow. So some of our operatives are going to be there, so to speak. So we're going to have a look at some horses tomorrow. We're going to buy any? I wager not, but there's always the possibility. So 4 tomorrow, 7 Monday. Along the way, we'll be looking to acquire horses. These horses might be leaving, but horses similar to them will be arriving to us. We do have the 2 new horses. I apologize. Kenobi sold out like that, I guess, when he hit the board today. Not Kenobi, sorry, Collector. Kenobi is the one. I'm a little surprised you guys didn't buy all of Kenobi first. Little more seasoned veteran, only has 4 wins. He's going to make his debut hopefully next week. Now, the sale's a little finicky about this. I just assumed because we sold those fillies that we could use that credit and pay for those horses. They're not going to let us do that. We have to pay for the race horses if we want to race them. So Collector is sold out. So if you bought shares of Collector, try and get that money in quickly, because I have to pay the Harrisburg sale. And Kenobi, I can't believe you guys left him with 31 shares. I'm a little surprised. Here's a horse that's going to go to Dayton immediately and do well. Actually, he can go to the Meadows in the class that Brace for Landing is in tomorrow. We're picked to win. If Brace wins, he's gone out of that class. In slides Kenobi. And that's the plan for him. When he's done there, then he can go down to Dayton where Walter's Keepsake is. Walter's Keepsake did not get entered today because they're dealing with that foot issue. Once they get him going and get him up into the 10 class, that's where Kenobi can go next. So you can see how we're trying to move our horses and transition them into places where they can fit like a glove, right? Where we can go on the track at 8-5, 9-5, 2-1. That's what we want to do. We want to position our horses where they can do some good. And when they get out of those classes and those paths start to narrow, then we're going to move them on. And that's how we're going to deal with the foot soldiers of the stable throughout the winter. Now, the Kenobi horse, what is he? I don't know. He may be a keeper. He may be a horse that we want to race right up into the condition classes. Collector, I like Collector also. I think he's a very nice horse, dollar for dollar. I thought he was maybe even more of a bargain than Kenobi, but Kenobi is the more experienced and has more polished resume than the other younger horse. So, well, not younger horse, I guess, less seasoned horse. So those 2 horses have already come into our barn, and we're going to continue to bring horses in as we move them out. But that is the plan for the coming week. I'm going to be busy racing Wednesday at the Meadows tomorrow, and Northfield tomorrow night. Thursday and Friday at the Meadows again. We got most of our horses in where they belong and where they're going to do some damage again this week, hopefully. So looks like it's a good start to the fall and a great end to the stake and sale season. So we're in full transition mode here. We'll continue to do that over the next 2-3 weeks. So with that, I'll let you go. I hope you guys had a wonderful day. It was a beautiful day here. Really, I've talked to a number of people in a number of areas say it was beautiful everywhere. So you should have had a nice day, regardless of where you were. I will talk to you all soon. Have a Wonderful rest of your evening, all hour and 30 minutes of it. And I will talk to you all tomorrow. Take care.